service, Dark and Twisted TV, with exclusive animated horror series for members only, featuring My Girlfriend Wants to Kill Me, Her Blood on My Hands, and coming soon, the never-before-seen My Girlfriend Wants to Kill Me, the prequel, which will show how David and Crazy Mary first met. Other fans have already signed up. Don't be left out, or you'll never know how My Girlfriend Wants to Kill Me and Her Blood on My Hands ends. Link in the description. Don't be left in the dark. Join today. A dark and twisted true story. The Coronavirus, a 3-part limited series. Me and a few friends had just came back from a trip that we had just taken to China. So we met up with a few ladies at the bar. After a couple of hours went by, my friend Alex had developed a bad cough. So I gave him a few cough drops and he started to feel better. 30 minutes had passed and Alex said he wasn't feeling very well. So he excused himself and headed to the restroom. So we continued on with our drinking and having a good time. 45 minutes had went by and Alex hadn't returned. I think I should go check on him, I said as I left for the restroom. Alex, are you okay? I said, but there was nothing but total silence. So I knocked and asked him again, "Hey Alex, are you okay?" But still, no answer. So I went to go tell the fellas that I thought something was wrong with Alex. So they returned to the restroom with me. Stand back, I'm going to kick in the door. And when I did, there he was, just sitting there with blood oozing from his eyes, from his nose, and his mouth. So I felt for his pulse. Oh my God! Is he? Yes, he's dead. Then, all of a sudden, the alert came on the screen of my phone. This is bad. This is very bad. To be continued. Introducing my very own animated horror streaming service, Dark and Twisted TV, with exclusive animated horror series for members only, featuring My Girlfriend Wants to Kill Me, Her Blood on My Hands. Introducing my new animated horror series, My Girlfriend Wants to Kill Me, the prequel, The High School Days, playing exclusively on my new animated horror streaming service, Dark and Twisted TV. Find out how David and Crazy Mary first met in high school. Other fans have already joined. Don't be left in the dark. Join today. Link in the description. self-quarantine ourselves, which we immediately went our separate ways and did just that. Around 2 a.m. in the morning, I was awakened by a call from Sean. He was breathing heavily in panic. I told him to calm himself and tell me what the issue was. So after 3 minutes of him catching his breath, he told me that Kennedy had called him with devastating news that a group of men in white protective suits were invading his house as he hid in the basement. Then he said he heard him scream. Then what happened? I asked. He told me that he heard a commotion in the background as one of the men told Kennedy that since he was friends with Alex, that he could be infected as well. Then he told him that he needed to go with them. Oh my God, then what? I asked. He said that he heard them ask him where we were. When he refused to give them our addresses, they tased him, took his phone, and found out our addresses. So dude, you need to get the hell out of there ASAP because I'm sure they're on their way, he said. Then there was a banging on his door. Oh shit, it's them. Meet me at the park. We need to get out of town and fast, he said. Then he hung up the phone. I ran to the back door. Come with me. There's no way out. Then, all of a sudden, to be continued. The Coronavirus, Part 3. There's no way out. Come with us, said the man as he reached out to grab me. I quickly slammed the door on his hand, breaking it. Then I ran upstairs to my room and locked the door. There I was, trapped, as I could hear both men walking up the stairs on the way to my room. I was in panic, but then I came up with a brilliant idea. There was a large oak tree outside of my window, so I climbed down it, then ran as fast as my legs could carry me. Finally, I had arrived at the park to meet Sean, but he was nowhere to be found. Sean! Sean! I yelled, but still no answer. Then, all of a sudden, an all-white van came speeding into the park as I hid behind a tree. As footsteps began to approach me, Stan! Stan! Is that you? Said a familiar sounding voice. Thank God it was Sean. Come on, there's no time to waste, he said as we sped off into the distance. What the hell? How did you get one of their vans? I asked. Let's just say I outsmarted them, he said as we sped down the road. Then, out of nowhere, it was them gaining speed on us. Don't let them get away, said one of the men as they sped up, slamming into the back of us. Wake up! Wake up, said a familiar voice. And when we opened our eyes, it was Kennedy. Kennedy, I yelled. Shh. Be quiet. I have an idea to get us out of here. Come on, whispered Kennedy as he pointed to a vent where we crawled through, leading us to the outside. We then ran back to my house. 6 months had went by, and we had hid in my basement the entire time, and the world was finally safe. But some were already predicting a second wave to come. Watch the shocking, brand new episode of Her Blood on My Hands, now playing exclusively on darkandtwisted.tv. Other fans are watching now, and coming any day now is My Girlfriend Wants to Kill Me, Season 3, Episode